really love these monthly things. It is so much fun to be here with you, the Fresh Inspiration Show. I tell you, in our group, hashtag inspirers, hashtag arrivers, you coming in and really getting into this mindset transformation, entertainment, that it feels like this is what we need. We need that good juice, stuff that allows the space to clear and breathe in new air and get into that vibe, get into that vibe of that we got this. Because sometimes we got this doesn't look so good because we're trying to get there and we may accidentally fake it till we make it, and it hurts. It hurts when we try and be something. And I was talking about that earlier about letting things go, but what does that feel like? Because I didn't realize that I was doing stuff that I thought that I was being, authentic. But when I got to know myself more, I go, oh, I was trying to control stuff. So I believe maybe in some ways I'm still trying to control stuff, but it's less or whatever. It's just going to keep coming up as we learn to release more and more. And I feel like I'll be learning that till I'm, till I pass on from being here on Earth. And so I think it's a learning thing because the healing starts coming even deeper and deeper the more we get to learn about ourselves and how we want to show up. It's great questions to ask ourselves because that really is what opens up into how you can open up that new path. When you see that path and you see the beautiful trees and whatever's on the ground and the scents all around you, it starts opening up to the beauty of what you want in life. And it takes away the judgment of, you're like, oh, I don't know everything. And it's like, you darn right you don't, and I don't either. Like, who knows everything? Please come in a circle, share with everything you know, because I just want it all. And then you're going to realize that might be Google, and we still don't know it all. No way. All right. Kimberly Costi. Kimberly, did I say it right? 7:30 this morning, I was on live and I said, Kimberly is going to have to school me on this because it's such a, like when you look at Koste, Rhonda. And I said, I'm going to say Costi, I'm going to say whatever, but it's spelt right. I know how to get to Kimberly.
Spelled right.
It's spelled, yeah, she's telling me I said it wrong. Hey, I can be schooled because I love school. I love me.
I don't even mind however you want to pronounce it.
Hey, with a last name that's Lee Big, people want to say lie big. And I go, how dare you tell me I'm lying big? And I go, oh, no, it's a good thing. I can do stuff big. I can lie big too if you want me to. Everyone, the Fresh Inspiration Show, Mindset Transformation Entertainment. I'm Rhonda Liebig, your host of the Fresh Inspiration Show. I'm here to hold space for you. This is about feeling the flow, feeling the freedom. Let's go into where Kimberly is going today. First off, Kimberly is lots of fun, so you're going to love on this. Get your water because you're going to be processing so much. Just turn my spacer. I'm already drinking. Cheers, everybody. Great way to process. Get that water in there. Now, Kimberly is a speaker and attraction marketing and mindset coach. Attraction marketing. How do we get attracted to this? Isn't this beautiful? She's going to share that because I do hear people say that they're struggling with marketing. Kimberly's going to play with you. She teaches home-based entrepreneurs that language of social media marketing and shows them how to have fun building their audience. She teaches home-based. Thank you, Don. Her clients learn to leverage the social media they're already using to organically and authentically get more leads, create engaging content, and build an audience ready to follow them to the ends of this earth in a totally heart-centered way. Kimberly also helps her clients develop their mindset, their marketing mindset, speaking in front of people, getting visible, and generally putting yourself out there can be tough for a lot of people. She loves to help her clients break their fears and get fast results with her direct, non-judgment approach and by infusing fun
On.
Fun! Oh, look at the fun! Okay, Kimberly, you got it, my friend. You got it. Take it off. And
Take
I'm
it
here.
away. Um, um, Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. Didn't Kamie look gorgeous today?
Kimmy always looks gorgeous. You know, we're us
I
three women here. We're just hot. And then Dawn was here for a moment. Dawn, please come back on because
look at
you were
that
going to.
hair. I want Kamie's hair. It's just beautiful. Um, anyway, that's just a girly side note. Um, yeah,
Yeah, Kimberly,
social media.
I know you're coming in and you're not feeling like 100% your body is going through something. My friend, how are you showing up today? And when you're feeling like this, how do you get in your marketing to really get that flow, that juice going?
That's a good question. So one of the simple, easy kind of maybe even obvious tips that I share with my clients is that when you have ideas, write them down. I have a document. So when I'm not feeling so great, I don't have to think. I just go to the document and I say, this is what we're doing. Or find a way to turn it around, inspire with, like right now, I can hear myself in my head because my left ear has been stuffed up for 3 days and it's really starting to drive me crazy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that is what I'm going through at the moment. How can I share that with my friends, my audience? How can I make that interesting? I can ask for recommendations on what to do about this ear thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People love to help. They love to give you their opinion and what's worked for them to share. And that's pretty much all that social media is literally being social.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, hey, who's out there? Who can help me with this problem?
Yeah.
Who can receive this information, this inspiration, this whatever I've got to give
Yeah.
on any
I
given day.
I love asking those questions because then we learn from others.
Yeah.
Because then we get to also be an expert because we're saying, hey, the more I ask, the more I get to learn what people are thinking about, and that's part of the marketing. So you're not throwing spaghetti. That's how the organic happens, huh?
Yep.
Hear what people are dealing with.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And they get to know you and they get to know your life and what you're going through. And when people know you, really know you, then they can't help but love
Yeah, it's
you.
all
They
about
love
love.
you,
Oh, we're
they buy
sending
from
love.
you.
Can't believe we're sending love to you today. I know you know so much, and I know that you want to be here for sharing all your love. So I'm going to interview you, and we'll go that way as you already know we're going to do anyway. But I'm telling everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Tell everybody else.
It's quite
Kimberly,
helpful to me.
what's the new stuff that's going on for you? Is there something happening at the end of this week or the end of this month that you're having some transitions in how you are doing your daily life? Is there anything?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. How interesting. So when somebody is going through something new, I said I glossed over it. Somebody is, and you can talk about that if you want. But if somebody is going through something new and they're trying to figure out how to keep moving forward in their flow with marketing, but there's big things happening in their personal life. How do they smooth that out and not get so much in their head, but find a way to not halt everything? How does that work for marketing?
I, again, it's all about being authentic. What you're going through, what's happening, where you are, literally, geographically, and, you know, perhaps emotionally, or, what's going on in your life. Um, for me, what's happening is a transition away from working to more business. So it's very exciting and it's terrifying.
Mm,
So I'm essentially giving up a steady income to sort of roll the dice and trust the universe and all of that. So it's really stepping into that fear and trust.
Yeah.
And just to answer your question, people, a lot of people focus on the negative. And, I think when COVID first hit, there was a lot of negativity on social media. It was immediately polarizing and people were just going at each other. But I don't think I did a conscious cleanse or anything, but my social media is all positivity. So what I found is that people love to cheerlead other people. They love to congratulate. They love to know what you're going through so they can lift you up and inspire you and encourage you. And so, just the other day when I did my post about Friday's the last day at my job,
Woo
oh
woo!
my
You
God,
announced it.
I got a lot of engagement. People are very supportive. I mean, maybe it's just my friends are awesome, but people want to say congratulations. They love to say you're looking beautiful today. They love to say you got this. They love to say you can, you can, you can. So if you're going through something, put it out there. And I know a lot of people don't want to put all of their business out there, and it's not about that. It's just about being real. You don't need to go into details. You don't need to, show every piece of your life, but to say, I'm going through something.
I like that. It feels like we're not faking till we make it, but we get to really show who we are so that people, and I think the safety word is kind of tricky to use, but people feel safer when they know that they know you, but then you get to authentically be yourself, so the expertise naturally shows up. I feel like when I started business 12 years ago, it was like you try and pretend, and it was typical to say fake it till you make it.
Right,
And I love what you're speaking about, 'cause you're speaking about the truth that your marketing gets to be flexible and that you can only show up when you're feeling like whatever that is. Well, I'm looking good. I better put on the camera. What about putting on the camera without makeup and really speaking by the heart and not thinking that your physicality, is you and your business. It isn't. And Kimberly, what I learned as a health coach when I gained 60 pounds almost overnight when I was transitioning off of medicine, it was, I love what you're saying. That was the approach that I did, was try to be like in myself, like try to be as authentic as I could be and speak to that and be able to share about like how beautiful our body is, where before I was so much on the exterior and trying to play a game. And so when I took off that medicine, it really opened up something for me. So to me, you feel safe by being in your space and you saying, marketing is about that. Marketing is about being in your authentic space so that you always feel safe. So then you can build your community that really sees you. And there's going to be people that don't want to see you that way. And you go, oh, I'm so glad I know that. Like we're staying in the positivity. Like, I'm so glad I know that, because that means that that person is struggling and having an issue probably with, with their own self, and allow that person to be, but you start getting more attracted and people get more attracted to you, which grows your marketing. And I feel that's a great space. Do you feel like after these past couple years that people are enjoying more authentic marketing than ever before? Is there anything different happening?
yeah, it's actually a kind of a bigger picture. If you look at coaching and how coaching has sort of come onto the world by storm, which I love, compared to sort of the traditional therapist, which I know they're, it's a bit of apples and oranges, but it's also fruit, if you get my drift. So, so The therapist has always been, you know, don't share about yourself. You're the professional. Client comes in, pours their heart out, and you give them advice or steer them in the right direction, whatever. And so when coaching came out, when coaches started writing books and sharing more about their lives, it was a little bit shocking at first.
Mhm.
And now it's not only, you know, the way it is, but it's really changed marketing as well. Because marketing before the internet was a completely different ball game. It was like, big name, big face. We are the boss at this, and you probably want our product. Yes, we do want your product. And now it's people buying from people knowing people trusting people. Not that we needed to trust the brand before, but there was no face behind the brand. And now each of us is our own brand, especially on social media. And if you don't share, I'm so glad you brought up safety, because if you don't share who you are and the realness of your humanness with your audience, your friends, your followers, your potential clients, your target market, they don't even care what you have to say. Like, they need to know you. And again, they don't need to know every detail of every, hemorrhoid you've got going on, but they need to know that you're human. They need to know that you're real, that you have problems, that you struggle, that you aren't perfect all the time. So, yeah,
Kimberly, I'm typing in here. Did Kimberly just say hemorrhoid?
no, I think you misheard me.
Isn't that true though? I mean, you're right. Because when people go out there and you feel wounded and you go out there and you explore that part, if you're sharing with people up front, this is what I'm going through, and this is where I've supported people, and this is what I'm going through. Anybody else kind of felt that? And then you get to hear their words and phrases and how they're feeling, then that feels safe. You can do that, but it's nice when you've already kind of gone through your healing and you get to play with people in a way like because sometimes we can pull people in a way that doesn't feel so good, and you have to be careful with that. And that's what I love, is that we get to learn, what does that mean? Because what I'm saying may be foreign to people, but there definitely is a fine line there. And I love this thing you're talking about with the coaching. And so I'm thinking about marketing and coaching too, but the coaching is like just looking forward. Like,
Yeah,
okay, I got this stuff back here. Okay, we're talking about this, but we're really not stuck here. Because that'd be like therapy. But that stuff is going to come up because you're going to start feeling safe. Things are going to start flowing. But you
yeah,
get to speak about it in a way that you get to say, what are those gifts there? And that's where the social media gets really cool fun. Because you can say stuff that feels safe, and it's like these one-liners, or it's a little story. Or you decide to write something really big, and then you get to write little things about it. And like, there's all these different ways. It used to be that it's like, okay, what time do you post? What's everybody doing out there? Is Tuesday the right time? Okay, we're gonna do it then. And like
yeah,
it's like, we're like peeking. Who's doing? Okay, they're successful over there, so I'm gonna do that. And like you're like, why am I not successful? Because their formula is this. So what you're saying is insightful as a leader in what you do, especially transitioning as an entrepreneur, like the years of what you've been doing and how you're learning what this approach is, and you're going in. Everybody, did you hear? Kimberly's going to be available for you now. She's full fledged going out to coaching. But do you hear how smart she is in the marketing? And we need that. We need more people out there. A lot of us in our community are speaker locking arms. We're changing, we're transforming this world. But first, give yourself an opportunity to transform in that safety.
yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because you're exactly right. It is so much easier to share about yourself and your world and your vulnerabilities when you've gone through, the transformation, when you've done the work and you realize that those things don't define you, they don't take you down. They don't mean whatever you used to mean or whatever you used to think that they meant about you. And your mindset is solid. It's easier. And I think that's a lot of the people that I work with. That's the stuff that comes up when they think about getting on video or being vulnerable on social media, and they aren't fully understanding the link between being real and getting clients and how important it is to be real, because they may not have done some of that work that is required to be like, don't care.
Yeah. I've read some things or I've heard some things before and I go, whoa, I'm exiting out of here real quick. That doesn't feel good. But there's a fine line because you want to love on your experiences and gifts because that's what's going
Yeah.
to help people understand like your base and who you are and how you really can help them get into the space of, yeah, they're going to have some gifts that they may not acknowledge right now because maybe they're going through something. So the coaching is overall healing. So I think we're all doing mindset stuff there, but we're
Yep.
not stuck there. It's not like we're trying to, again, pull the stuff from the back. So I love this. So as you're going in and you get out there and you're showing yourself, Kimberly, when somebody is out there and they're not getting like, because we were talking about organic stuff, what's the things that you can see where people feel small because organically it takes a bit to kind of play and grow and then all of a sudden things just start happening. You can talk about the question could be, kind of some tips on how to do that, or it could be more of like, because this is another big component, when people start feeling small because they're building organically, which is going to create a big drum, pump, 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 and make it bigger as they go. Where do they get stuck in that area? What are you able to do to help them kind of move them along?
I think I'm pretty good at showing people how simple it can be, how easy it is, how to sort of have a different perspective on what they're doing. There's a lot of what comes up is I'm boring, I don't do anything. What would I share? Who would care what I'm doing? Um, and that's all mindset. That's all, I mean, if you just look at human nature, people care. So that's on you if you think people aren't gonna, receive what you're putting out there, because they do. I put a story up with a weird music and a little text and a picture of my cat, and people are like, "Oh my god!" It's like, can't do that too much though. I was testing out a theory, and I
Oh.
was like, "Cat, cat again, cat again." Nope, that was too much cat.
But people do
If
love when we do fun things like that. So, but
you
we
have
can't
to do
connect
just,
your, yeah.
if you don't do anything, if you literally just sit around, what you're doing something. Are you reading? Are you meditating? Are you staring at the wall? If you're just staring at the wall all day, talk about it.
Yeah. What's going on in your mind?
Yeah. What do you see on the wall? What's happening in your head? Who else stares at the wall? Anybody? That's all you have to do. It's so simple. It's literally ask a question, talk about your wins, talk about your losses, talk about your boring life. It isn't as boring as you think. It really isn't, first of all. And if you never leave the house and you don't go anywhere, then you must have a lot of stuff that you do at home,
And,
because we all have the same 24 hours and we're not just sitting there. Even if you do meditate for 2 hours a day or 4 or 6, there's a lot more hours.
yeah.
And if you can step into the sunshine and say, "Hi, friends, you just did social media."
Ta-da! I love the
Or,
organic
"I
stuff.
don't feel like leaving the house today. How about you? You
Yeah.
just did social media." It's really, I just break it down and simplify it, and
And,
you're
I-
not boring.
and I think that this is where you really get to be yourself and marketing is about loving you. And once you start getting that deeper space of understanding what that means, then you start loving on others and the curiosity, and then the marketing becomes like this play, and it takes a hot minute to get there. Because the more that we do, like what you brought up, meditation or hearing other people staring at the wall, because you're staring at the wall all day, and like how that's actually, I'm real curious about you staring at the wall. Like I do that too. And
We can talk about that.
yeah, because you know that your mind isn't blank and would be cool. As if this is like a scenario, meaning that anything that you think is marketing, it's not to stare at the wall, but when you stare at the wall, if you could actually have a blank mind, you know what I'd want to talk about? How does your body
Wow.
feel? Is your body feeling like it's healing? Like I'm excited about why you were staring at the wall. Because if I do that, then and you start having this conversation.
Yeah, it's not boring.
It's not. It's like curiosity. It's like holy crud.
Yeah,
And
curiosity will get you far.
so Kimberly, when you're talking about your kitty cat and posting, it's really cool because when we do personal posts, they usually are like the most popular posts. So I have my dog. I have two dogs now. But when Oliver was solo before Robert came into our life, Oliver always in my live videos. I would put the video up. He would literally, he was like my business partner. And so people were saying, I want to date Oliver because they were like making jokes. And they would say, "Oh, there's all," like they wouldn't talk about what I was talking about, and I was like, I'm talking about," and like Oliver's in the background doing this like laying there being bold, and and then he's barking because he wants to, and it really became he was the showman,
He knows he's interesting.
you know, and it was wonderful because I realized my ego was in the way, and it got me curious, and it helped heal another spot about somebody else taking the light. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm saying these words, but it doesn't matter. Whoever wants to receive that will hear that. Whoever likes animals, Oliver's actually my
Right.
partner in business. Like Oliver, come on, Oliver, showboat it. You can't challenge your animals to showboat it. They just do it.
Yeah.
My friend, how can people meet you? You are on such a big trajectory because of the understanding of what you're saying about growing and marketing. We do that here at the Fresh Inspiration Show too.
Yeah.
So extreme organic because I want people to really be part of this journey and know why they're here, not just kind of splat them into the group. So you're talking about organic, you're talking about marketing, you're talking about Friday being your last day and how scared you are. This is cool because if you weren't, I'd be like, here, wait, what are you hiding from?
Yeah. No,
Look
it's
at
very
where you learn to
scary.
be scared and raw and love it. This is crazy fun. So,
And I'm going on a cruise Sunday.
oh,
So I am going to be, you know, doing nothing and coming back to no job
yeah,
and, just doing this, which I love. And so it's kind of a double hit. It's like I can't just like jump straight into this to sort of make me feel better about losing that.
wow.
I have to go on vacation first. I
Have
have
to.
to relax. I have to step into doing nothing. I have to really like be okay with all of this. Where, how am I going to pay the bills feeling? So, yeah, it's very scary and it's very challenging. And that's actually why tomorrow's my last day and not 2 months from now. I like purposely did this to myself to make sure that I was stretching a muscle.
And tell me if this is also what you're saying is that you get to go on a beautiful cruise, so you get to heal your brain and like, why is it time for you to be in that space? Like, oh, I learned that there's reasons why I shouldn't be here. So you're healing that part. You get to be around water, you get to be around friends, you get to have some drinks, you get to have beautiful food around you, beautiful people, beautiful you. You get to experience, and you're gonna have your beautiful ups and downs. Like literally, life is just so incredibly awesome the way all this happens. And then you get to come and open that door, and you're going to be all happy and sad and weird and crazy. You're just gonna be ready to go. So how do people get to connect with you then? Because you're gonna be so fresh and ready to go.
Fresh and ready to go. Freshly inspired.
Fresh from the
It's
fresh.
easy to find me. It's easy to
Yes.
find me. KimberlyCoste.com. Koste. It's spelled correctly.
Mhm.
Um, and I'll be always on Facebook. It's very easy to find me on Messenger. I'm just a real person having a real life crisis. I'm just kidding.
And that's what I love about you is that cruising. You're not feeling well today, and you're like, you better feel good by Sunday because you have a big launch to go. That's called a cruise. And I put it says the impact entrepreneur. That's what it says. I put
The
your website.
impactful entrepreneur. Yes,
That's what
there's
it
a
said.
Facebook group of the name,
So
the
you got to breathe.
impactful entrepreneur. And I've started a membership I'm super excited about. And we talk about social media and how it can be fun and easy. And yeah, I just love it. I just love, love, love it. I see my clients are like, I'm getting engagement, and it just fills me up. Super, super exciting. It's just not that hard. And that's what I wanted to bring forth is when I sort of realized that, oh, it doesn't have to be so complicated. It doesn't have to be about the schedule and the format and the method and so I
Yeah.
try to break it down, make it easy.
Yeah. Hey, let's bring Kim into this conversation. Anybody here at the
Okay.
show, is anybody going through a big transition? Kimberly's going through some really big things. It's so cool to have her here when she's so ready to pivot because she's already talking to people, probably already has a few clients and ready to go, but it's something that's very new and vulnerable. Kamie knows Kimberly and they keep in touch. Probably been maybe a year or so since you guys have connected. Don't really know for sure, but I know that Kimberly brings in beautiful people into her world. Since Kimberly has been in my world, I've met so many heart-centered people. Oh, Kimberly, I'm so happy to have met you. So if you are in this marketing dilemma or you love marketing, but you're wondering, instead of spending all that money to get the marketing out there, you may be splatting it out there, not really knowing that it's hitting the wall, but it's not holding. So to learn organic is, I'd say the number one thing right now. You want to definitely get in with Kimberly if you are feeling the vibe. Kimmy, how are you feeling about Kimberly and what's going on? I'd love to kind of give some testimonials. What are you feeling, my friend, as
Mm,
Kimberly
so
is
many,
sick today?
so many feels. Oh my gosh. First of all, I remember when. So I remember leaving corporate America, leaving that safety, having those thoughts and feelings, the transition. Like I remember it like it was yesterday, and it was 28 years ago, 27 years ago. So congratulations.
Wow. Thank
Like
you.
that is so exciting. And on the marketing side, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with marketing and I'm obsessed with finding ways that you can market yourself without throwing lots of money into all the different advertising ways. I do think that there's some value there, but there's so many other ways. And one of the ways that I love is through podcasting. So that I just am so excited that you're, you know, doing this marketing because that is something I think you and I can collaborate on. But
Really.
so cool, so cool.
Yeah, podcasting is definitely awesome, and your podcast is amazing. And I'm so lucky I met you too, Rhonda. Thank you for saying that. It's very sweet. I really have spent the last 2 years surrounding myself with heart-centered entrepreneurs. Seriously.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I've met the most amazing people.
And and I know for sure when you are doing that, it means that you are authentically in that heart center. But I mean, I believe in frequency and that we're meeting up because there's no other way to bring people in, and so that's organic too. Starting to think about how you feel spiritually and do you believe in frequency? What does that mean? The curiosity, because that's also just you like this show in itself when you think about it. I'm looking at you, they're coming in for the replay. I can feel you. I can feel the people that are here. I'm not needing you to be here right now. I know that the frequency is here, and you're going to find it. You're going to find it somewhere out there in the podcast or the TV show that we do. I love how you're showing up, Kimberly. You can speak your what you're up to, even when you're under um, some stuff of, trying to get out of like healing yourself so you're ready to party on Sunday and get ready for it. And Friday, that's tomorrow. Friday's a big deal. Tomorrow is a
Yep.
big deal for you. So I'm sending you lots of love out there. And Cami, it being almost 30, I spent 30 years, so about 30 years of leaving 9 to 5, and what happens. So the Fresh Inspiration Show, when you think about this, you have seasoned businesses here, and we're speaking to how it is, how fun marketing can be. And when you do it in a way that feels good to you, like, ooh, then you stick with that. Because that is where you're gonna be able to open up more and more and more. And then that is where the people are going to be so attracted to you. They need to be with you, and you want clients, you want people in your space that really love you. And if you get on an accident as you're transitioning and learning about your marketing, sometimes you don't show up as you and do more stats and you're speaking a certain way because you think that's the way it is, then sometimes we accidentally get people in our community that's not flowing, it's not fitting, we don't know why, and to make life a flow, easier part of like the love space and that you got this is allow yourself to be. Listen to Kimberly's information, 30 minutes, nice, smooth, easy stuff to grab. Think about it. Get your journal, like I've been speaking about. Get your journal so then you can put the nuggets of what you're feeling, because you're going to hear exactly what Kimberly said. But then you may want to pause the video because you're going to start getting some feelings of like what you personally want to do. So elaborate what that means for you. Because Kimberly's going to speak about her personal experiences, and she gives you some tips also. And when you receive that, it goes right to you. You go, oh, I'm feeling this. So your journal is going to be real important. I've been holding this one because I said I'm launching something. This is where I'm putting all the notes. So I've been waking up at 3:45 or 4 in the morning because that is the time where my brain all of a sudden is like, I need to write. And when you get in these spaces, it doesn't matter what time it is. What matters is wherever your spirit is taking you, it's going to give you the most energy, the best healing in the world. So this work that we're doing out here, it can exhaust you and it can hurt you. And I want to say that right now because we don't want to stay there, but I want you to be with a coach that really gets you. So if you feel resonated with Kamie, Kimberly, with what I'm doing, what you've been seeing in the shows, bring yourself there. Say yes. You really can't do this alone. You can start because sometimes it is the scared factor of like investing. So make sure you get there where you got some things, you got some ideas, but it can be birthed along with a coach also. Now, when you get to start listening to yourself, then you don't get an adrenal fatigue and you don't get lost in something that you're doing because you get to contact your coach and say, fucking A, I don't know how to get to point A to D, and I want to get to Z, and I can see the gap. I can't figure it out. And it will make you very angry. It'll make you very sad. It'll make you poor me. Whatever it is, love on it. Doesn't matter. You come with your mess. A coach that sees you will see you and say, I got your back. And they're going to give you the experiences and have the chills. It'll give you the experiences that you need because before I really invested in a coach, I was doing really good stuff, had no idea I was. So this can happen. You start and then you stop. You go, oh, nobody's looking. But you're building stuff organically. You're learning to open up. You stopped before you let the floodgates open up more because you're learning how to be more authentic. But you just keep going and your coach will say, that's good, that's good, that's good, because that's you. And you go, oh, really? Because sometimes we don't really see ourselves because we're naturally living in it. And now your coach sees and hears you And you go, and then your heart gets bigger for what you're doing because you can feel your passion, you can connect it. It's so easy to get lost when you're losing that connection because you're in fear. Kimberly, you just unmuted. Is it because you wanted to add in, my friend?
I know I had some noise out here and it stopped, so I I just wanted to make sure. I
Oh, no.
muted because of the noise, so I unmuted in case,
What do
we
you think
we
about that?
wanted to riff some more.
Yeah, you're riffing, man. What do you think about that? Is
I
that
think it's so true what you're saying. I think it's absolutely, we don't know what we don't know. I have a coach. I almost kind of dread the day that I don't have a coach, which is not going to be anytime soon. I don't know why I wouldn't actually. I just think everyone needs a coach. I feel like, my son is 20 and I feel like we just need to build that into our budget, honestly. Like people just need coaches.
and when you do, your coach usually is about you creating more money because they may not say they're a cash coach, but a coach that sees you is creating more money for you. So whatever you're paying, 10,000, 20,000, 1,000, whatever it is, that you want to make sure that if your heart feels it, the money will come. Make sure you're really authentically being with your coach, being open so that they can really feel it and help you find the freedom so that you can organically, if that's what it is, or you can invest in different approaches and stuff that can work too. But you want to get in there, let your coach get to know you so that you can thrive and the money will come because it's not about sales anymore. Then you get to say, oh, money is a byproduct instead of like, oh, I'm so scared about money, I'm so scared. And you start finding people that will pay, but it doesn't, it's like aggravating because they really don't see you and who you are, but you're just like scared. So you're just taking money from anybody. But you get to be smarter too about what you're doing out there and your purpose. So a coach really helps you. And why I'm really holding on to this space because we have a variety of stuff happening here. Podcast. We're talking about marketing. We're talking about your vitality connected with your relationships, your cash, your business, and you as a speaker. So we're talking about a lot of things here. We got launches going on. Kamie is going in and she's really showing people how to sit in that space as a podcast and be very good at what you do. And so she has been launching her podcast school. Kimberly, she is going on her vacation. So you get her fresh. You want to make sure that you connect with her, and it has to do with so much more than marketing. Do you see how Kimberly just has life experiences? So when you're thinking about your business, she speaks about marketing, but it really does do more than that. And because that's going to build the back end of your business, because you're going to need the structure to get your marketing out there. You're going to be able to see the front of your business because that's the marketing, but there's strategies that happen behind there. If you want to be with me, it's a lot about the same stuff. But what your yes is that the words and phrases that as we individually speak, it's going to go, oh my gosh, I really like you. That is where you want to go. Your coach is going to see you as a partner with them, and you're going to see yourself as a partner with them. So you're going to kind of become friends, or you're going to become friends. But there's also this leverage that you get when you really get to see each other because your coach probably has a coach and you have them as a coach and you're leveraging and moving forward. And I always think of it as a hashtag speaker, you locking arms. That is what I believe we are out there to do. Hashtag speaker locking arms. If we do that, then we get to hashtag inspire, so we're inspirers. Hashtag arrive, we're arrivers. If you got those components, there's more to it. But if you have that base, you find your yes right away and you move fast. Because then your intuition starts opening up. When your intuition starts opening up, you go, yes, yes, bada bing, bada bang, no, no, yes. And someone says, can you help me? I need you to be here, and I'm not going to charge you, but I want you here because it looks like more people are here and people are fake until they make it. And sometimes it's like, oh, I love that person, I want to be there. Sometimes you want to say no, even though you want to support them, but sometimes we go to too many free things. So you see, when you have a coach and you have the experience, when you start really nailing it and people are like contacting you saying, you know how you used to come to my stuff? Now I'm mad at you because you're not there. And you go, how do I transition? All my days are about supporting others. And you learn how to say, man, I didn't feel my yes yet. You go and do your event and I love you. And I'm there in spirit, but I got to do this, this, and this. So your coach gets to allow the space of like, I see your growth. Now your next space is don't do all those free things. Make sure that, because you've already kind of built some information and some spirit, in the different areas you've been in. Now go forward and stop doing those free things. And that's why I'm saying this is because we get lost in the minute crap. So how can you keep moving forward? The Fresh Inspiration Show, we're in the closing ceremony here. The Fresh Inspiration Show is about mindset. Mindset is that, like I said earlier, we're known to have about 60,000 words in our head. We're just saying them. We don't hear them all because we're living with it. 80%, if you're not doing a lot of mindset stuff, on average, is negative. Now that seems logical when you think about how the brain works. Fight, flight, everybody's at me kind of thing, but when you start healing, it's not 80%. Just says the average of the population is 80%. 90% of those words that are negative have been cycled. So you think about all your life and phrases start happening. You're not worthy. Oh my gosh, somebody signed up with your program. You can't do it. You start feeling that. Sometimes you feel it. You don't hear the words because you've been saying them so much to you. That's the mindset. When you get to have somebody support you in that space, then the transformation happens. The transformation is that you hear those words and they kind of stick you, but you want somebody to be there for you so that someone says, hey, get out there and journal. Get out there and journal. Start hearing those words because you're going to be able to stop yourself like within a couple minutes so you don't dig yourself too deep. Or you will dig yourself deep for a couple days, but there's going to be a gift there. Anyway, whichever way that goes. But you learn to get that 90% that just is cycle. See how that is? So the entertainment part, mindset, transformation, entertainment, you better fucking believe that entertainment is big. You know why? Have you ever watched a really good movie? Have you ever watched a concert, watch a band that's one of your favorite bands? How do you feel? Bum, 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 bum. And you're dancing like, oh my gosh, life is so perfect. And you're with somebody you've been with for 50 years and you're like, I love them even more. Bum, 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 bum. And everybody's on your side because you're listening to music, you're watching a movie, and you're like, this has changed my life. When I walk out of this movie, I'm a changed person. Well, the entertainment's good. But if you don't go back to that first step, mindset, you open up the door. What do we talk about at the early of the day? You go through that threshold, and you're like, God damn, I'm the same person I was. And all the stuff comes and crashes on you, and you're like, and you start living normal again, normal. How about coming along and being part of this where you don't sweep stuff under the rug and you go, all right, well, that crap is happening to me right now. How do I get out of it? How do I get out of it? Mindset. You go, I want joy. So you go back, you read some books, you journal. This is my favorite book, by the way, Grow a New Body. You journal, talk to your coach. Now, transformation happens again. We're doing the process again. And it doesn't get boring because it's new. Because you're now 80% isn't negative. Now you're probably 70% of the words you're saying is negative. And you're starting to break that. And when you start breaking those patterns, that's where you get to do the marketing. The marketing is like, here, wait, I don't feel so bad being out there. When I would go into marketing, I do have some abuse in my background. I bet quite a few of us do, or like trying to find those gifts. That's how we go like, oh yeah, that happened. Okay, so how do we work through that? All of a sudden, I used to feel like that muck. And I didn't know what that was, but that was like one of my worst days. And so you're going to feel that. You're like, where's that muck? Like you're just starting to tear yourself up. It's like, let's get you out of there. That's crap that somebody else did to you. Why live with that? And as a coach, you move forward. Never be the coach that sits back there. So you move forward and you find the gifts because you're just out there. And now you're back at the movie. You're like, yeah. You go, oh my gosh, I love this actor. I love that actor. I want to be like an actor because I want people to move. Well, as a speaker, you kind of are an actor. It's about the words you're saying, or you're a singer. Every word you say is like, and it feels right. And it's like you're like Pat Benatar. And she's like singing and her vocals are high and you're like, holy moly. And it gets you right here. You get to be that. Now, don't let anybody stop you. So do the cycle again. Be the entertainer. Come back around. Go back into the new mindset. Where is it? Where is anything clogging you? Because you know that the next step, it's going to get you higher in your business. It's going to get you out there in your marketing. You're going to have your podcast. Your vitality is going to be moving. The cash is going to be flowing. That's not the number one. We just talked about 4 things here that's so important. It's about your passion. Why were you waking up this morning? Why are you still in bed? Time to get up because hopefully we entertained you enough today. Sometimes we need to lay in bed because we need to have that reset. Don't beat yourself up. Get in curiosity so that you know you got this. Anytime you need a rest, you go do it. Because that's the new doing. Go take the rest. So that when you come in, you got your mic and you're ready for your movie, you're ready for your song, you got it. You're not half-ass in. That's my grandma talking, by the way, half-ass. My grandma. You get in there, you kick some ass. You're like, I'm myself, and I'm not embarrassed. And I get to play my guitar. Boom, boom. You see that 3-step there? Mindset, transformation, entertainment. Boom. This is what the show is about. I want you to be here because in a month, if Kimberly and Kamie are available, we're going to release the podcast for you. And if not, I'll be here and I'll hold the space. If Kimberly wants to play and she wants to catch us up on what she's doing, if Kamie wants to speak about her podcast school, what's been going on, what's her ahas, and if Rhonda Lou Moxy, that's me. You got to meet the other side of me when I got to be there for your vitality coach today as a speaker, Rhonda Lou Moxy, then we're going to speak about those things and we're going to keep the party moving. And then we're going to get in the edits and we're going to bring it on Roku TV. Now you get to see 40 minutes of a show to an hour, just depending on what we grabbed. And you get to see in every angle. And this again, I know it sounds old, but it's not. You get your journal, you write in it, and then somehow it gets in your brain. It does. Or you can speak about it to your coach. You get to explain what you're going through and you get to feel it in your heart. And you get to say, I want to cry. I love my passion so much. And I can't believe life can be this great. Last part in our closing ceremony is that you get to take everything out of the carpet that you can been hiding and you get to love on it because you get to learn to love on it so your heart grows more, your belly heals, the serotonin from your belly comes to your mind, and those words that you didn't get to say to the people that you love because your heart starts growing so much, your relationships get better. Your business is a breathing machine, just like you. And it is you because for you to show up and arrive. And you got it. I want to see you here next month. We're releasing the podcast for the next show. I want you to be here. We are a speaker locking arms. You as a speaker. If you have another hashtag, throw it in. Throw it in here and share what you are all about. The more that we know about you, the more that you know about us, whoever the stars of the show are, Kimberly, Kamie, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for taking your time. Every moment counts. You're going to notice how precious your time is. I respect and appreciate you, ladies, and allow us to play together. I love you, my friends. Anything else you want to add in?
Just thank you. I love what you're doing here. Keep doing it. Keep surrounding yourself and your listeners with awesome people like Kamie. Love you, Kamie.
Thank you. I wanted to say thank you, Kimberly, for introducing me to Rhonda. I felt so lucky to have that introduction, and I appreciate that so much. And thank you, Rhonda, for having me come and speak today.
Yeah.
So much fun. Such a fun time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. So we're tying a bow around it of information here. Now we're getting Kimberly's information in, but you have the information to connect. Keep listening. I'll even break down the show for you so you know the point, so you can find things. You know exactly where to get back to Kimberly, exactly where to get to back to Kamie. So because it's about a 3-hour show, so you want to know how to get back there. I'll show you, and then I'll show you. I'll share with you in the podcast, so you know exactly how to just like listen to Kamie. You're right there, and you get to listen to Kimberly, and it's right there for you. So you're not looking through the show, but I'll give you the points to help you. Have a fabulous day, ladies, the stars of the show. You did a great job. Woo!
Thanks.
Great job. And thank you, the Fresh Inspiration Show. I appreciate the love that you are here in asking the questions. Dodie, Laura, Leslie, Elizabeth. And I saw people coming in and out. Not everybody was, it was saying things, but sometimes I noticed that so many people coming in I didn't know were there. And sometimes you just need that inspiration, and it's just a moment and it helps you through, or your schedule only brought you here for a few minutes. Love you, the Fresh Inspiration Show. Until next time, remember, this is the Fresh Inspiration Show, mindset transformation, entertainment. We got you private here so that you get to be in a group that feels good. So keep creating your vibe and your flow. This is your home for stuff like that. Keep growing with us. I appreciate you so much. Namaste. I love you, which is the love language right here. And I appreciate you. And from my heart to yours, you have an incredible, incredible day.